Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of appropriate ages, this is the Daily Deucey podcast. Today is February 17th, Wednesday. Got off the Schneiden hoops yesterday, so we finally got a dub there. Pretty much just finishing up on taking care of the basement when we went up 30 to 40 degrees in one day, and it melted all the fucking snow, which then went through into my basement. But we're back down to in the fucking 20s now, so we're good to go, babe. And also, apparently, who is good to go is the entire world with COVID. New COVID-19 cases down 16% last week across the world, according to the World Health Organization. The number of new cases of COVID-19 reported worldwide fell by 16% last week to 2.7 million. The number of new deaths reported also fell 10% week on week as well. 5 of the 6 World Health Organization regions of the world reported a double-digit percentage decline in new cases, with only the Greeks over in Eastern Mediterranean showing a rise. New case numbers dropped 20% last week in Africa and the Western Pacific, 18% in Europe, 16% in the Americas, and 13% in Southeast Asia. Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, fucking Greek kid, I'll tell you that, said Monday that the number of new cases declined for a 5th consecutive week, dropping by almost half. So let me get this straight here. The numbers are declining across the board worldwide. Yet, I'm pretty sure not all of those countries are doing the same draconian-style lockdowns that we are. It's almost as if the virus was going to run its course no matter what. Shocker, huh? The coronavirus variants of concern first detected in Britain was reported in 94 countries in the week into Monday, the epidemiological update said. Local transmission of that variant as opposed to imported cases have been reported in at least 47 countries. So they're going to just tell you that there's new variants over and over, which is why you have to keep 7 masks on. You have to get your fucking vaccines that are going to make you sick and almost die much more than the virus would have. So, the government shoving this shit down our throats is never the answer. So these lockdowns, just like we talked about yesterday in California versus Florida, Florida has no lockdown, basically none. California is completely shut down, yet California has higher cases. So, what does that lead you to believe? I don't know. I'm not an epidemiologist, but these lockdowns have not helped anyone, nor has it helped the art scene in New York. Bill Deblasio is now producing terrible art, says David Marcus from The Federalist. In a cringeworthy video posted to Twitter this week, New York City Mayor Bill Deblasio announced performance art is coming back to entertain beleaguered Gothamites still stewing in pointless lockdown. Oh, great. So we're opening up the fucking theaters, the comedy clubs, the fucking clubs. We're ready to go. We're good. Wait a second. Between shots of masked people on a freezing street engaged in modern dance, everyone's favorite, the mayor assured us that culture, the beating heart of New York, is coming back, baby. It's called the Open Culture Program. So, listen, this is exactly what New York City needs. It needs government officials to come in and choose what and where and what type of art happens for the artists and all the gritty people for New York to come back to life. Is Bill de Blasio fucking sane? Is he actually insane? How does he think government programs are going to bring back the arts? The arts are supposed to be anti-government. The arts are supposed to be against everything government fucking... It's unbelievable that someone would think this is a good idea. The basic idea is to construct stages, or at least staging areas, at locations all across town where people can show up and take in a show, a dance, or some slam poetry. It promises to bring back bad art to the streets. But on the upside, there won't be anyone there to watch it, which is also another hilarious part of this. They think this is going to keep fucking people in town, yet everyone's fucking gone, babe. None of the good fucking talent is going to be there. So this is going to be third, fourth, fifth shitty line fucking talent doing silly fucking dances in the middle of the street. So from the mayor's office, we're going to play this fucking video because it is unbelievably preposterous and honestly hilarious. Okay?
We need a recovery that brings back the life and the heart and the energy of this city and that everyone gets to be a part of. And we're going to do that.
This is modern art,
really
apparently. Yet I don't see any of these fucking dances on fucking TikTok, babe.
To participate in it, to know that that essence of New York City has not been defeated by the coronavirus, but will come back strong
serious?
in 2021.
How awfully
month after
corny
month
is
in
this?
2021, as you see the city come back to life, culture will lead the way.
Open culture is another step towards a recovery for our city. We're launching with 115 street locations in all 5 boroughs, and it brings stages to our neighborhoods and culture to the heart of our neighbors, and give artists, culture institutions, and creatives a place to showcase their talents.
Culture and art comes from the people, not the fucking government. Are you people stupid? You're not bringing shit to anyone. The people bring it to themselves. The government should have nothing to do with fucking setting up art. Like, what the fuck is happening?
They recover from the pandemic.
Our cultural community is our conscience, our cultural community is our hope, and our identity as New Yorkers.
The artists that fucking danced in that video should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed of themselves. Giving yourself into the fucking government to please let us dance in the streets. You fucking mutt. What is wrong with the... I really hope Andrew Yang wins in fucking New York City, dude. I really hope so, because Deblasio is possibly the worst fucking politician of all time. At a time when New York City is not allowing anyone to create public performance, they are handing a monopoly on the... This is great. This is exactly what I'm fucking talking about. Think about this. At a time when New York City is not allowing anyone to create public performance, they are handing a monopoly to the Cultural Institutions Group to produce all the performance in what, until recently, was the most vibrant art city in the nation. And we have a pretty good idea of what this art is going to look like. Expect diversity. And by diversity, I mean screeds against the horrible white supremacist society in which we live. Thank God for this guy, David Marcus. Because we're going to just move on because this is just ridiculous to me. Art happens basically antithesis to the government. Having a governmental organization come in and think they're going to save art in New York is only going to make it decrease much more rapidly. What are they thinking? It's unbelievable. Good news is Bitcoin is crushing it. Daily Deucey Bitcoin update for today, February 17th, 12:41 p.m. Bitcoin 51,150, just under 6% for the day. Ethereum 1,817, 3% for the day. XRP at 55 cents, up 6% for the day. And we have Doge crashing back down to earth as Papa Deucey had predicted. Down just under 6 cents for 6% for the day at 5 cents. Now, we're shooting up heavily at this time, and we shot up exponentially back in 2017. But there's a big difference in that. Bitcoin volatility lower than 2017 levels as price smashes 51K. Asoto Avan Namayo. What's up, bro? Bitcoin volatility is not the same level seen during this 2017 bull run, but analysts still say lower price swings are necessary to maintain upward momentum. Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high above 51,300 in a continuation of its bullish advance that began in October 2020. According to Bloomberg, the current run is different from the 2017 bull rally that topped out below 20,000 in terms of volatility. Indeed, data from Wooble charts puts Bitcoin's 60-day volatility at 14.25%, a significant decline over the 32% recorded at the zenith of the 2017 bull run. So again, I'm not a finance expert by any means, but volatility is just basically how big the dips and raises are. So if it's going up and down every fucking other day, that's not really great. Okay, so it had a higher volatility back in 2017, but now we're at less than half of that at 14.25%. However, in terms of realized volatility, Bitcoin's price swings are still orders of magnitude higher than gold. Data from crypto analytics provider Skew puts Bitcoin's current 3-month realized volatility at 90%, more than 5 times the actual price move for gold, as reported by JP Morgan. So, in the long run, Bitcoin is going to end up replacing gold. Bitcoin itself, not Ethereum, not XRP, not Litecoin, not the other altcoins. Bitcoin itself will end up replacing gold. The issue is now, and why you should probably get in on it, is it has not settled in at a price. That won't happen until all the Bitcoin are mined. And that's a good number of years left. So once all the Bitcoin are mined, then you'll get to a general price where it will stay with much less volatility. As you can see, the volatility on this chart in the blue line is all the way up here, while gold is all the way down here, which is okay. Gold has basically set its price, and it doesn't have large, price shifts. It stays pretty consistent. It does go up, it does go down, but it doesn't have these huge swings like Bitcoin has. The reason Bitcoin has these huge swings is because it's still a developing asset. It's not anywhere near the price that it will end up at. It could be $1 million for a Bitcoin. Right now it's 50,000. And last year it was in like the 10,000s. So it will eventually hit a plateau on volatility where it will start being equal to gold, but we have a long way up before that. And to be fair, we will have many dips back down and up. It notes in this article that in January, it dipped 30% back down to 30,000. But if you're in Bitcoin from 6,000, who the heck cares if it dips down there? And vice versa, and not vice versa, but in the same regards, if you buy in now at 50,000 and it goes up to 100,000 and then dips back down to 75,000, are you really going to be that upset? Okay, so quick one here today, and ending on the local story, which I'm not really going to have any witty quips on this one per se, but I do want to give these guys a shout out. I haven't been there yet. I do eventually plan on getting there. Hackensack Brewery co-owner was chasing a dream at the start. Now it's something more. Herbert, I like that name. Herbert Lamont Barr III met his future business partner when they both lived in the same apartment complex. He and Mike Jones, shout out to Mike Jones. He and Mike Jones, now the owners of Hackesnack Brewing Company, used to compete to see who could find the cheapest beer to drink during hangouts. Fast forward 15 years, and the duo is still interested in beer, though now they're more concerned with making the best craft beer possible. We eventually started drinking good beer, and it opened our eyes, says Barr, who personally favors hops-heavy IPAs. I don't want to hear anyone call IPAs a trend. Barr, 46, a single father of 10-year-old son Michael, works in finance along with co-owning the brewery. New Jersey has more than 100 craft breweries and only 4 black brewery owners. Barr is one of them. Black people don't see themselves in craft beer and may think it's not okay for me to step into the space, he says. It's like NASCAR. Anyone can drive a car, but we've hardly seen any black people do it. So other black people don't think they can do it. However, when it came time to opening Hackensack Brewery Company, Barr says he and Mike Jones, who is a white, who's pretty white, weren't interested in precedent. They wanted to own a brewery where they could create their own community. Full stop. There's a couple things more here on the kind of history of Hackensack Brewing, but I will kind of say 2 things here and wrap this up. First and foremost, happy for Hackensack Brewing, happy for this gentleman, and I really want to get to a time where we're not talking about black owners and white owners and everything, and I know that sounds easy for a white guy to say because we've had privilege for a while, but it's just like with, straight and gay, we're just all people, dude. These opportunities, like the idea that black people don't get into IPAs, I'm hoping and feeling that the internet and things like that are starting to kind of really mend some of these issues. Like, anyone has access to anything now. So if you grew up in the middle of Iowa, you probably aren't going to be like a break dancer. But now with the web and YouTube and anything, you can learn and get into any culture that you would like from wherever you like. And that's why the internet makes people more social, not less social. If you went to a small school and you were bullied by everybody in the 80s, you were pretty much fucked. Okay? But now, since we have the internet, you can have buddies on the internet that you're far closer with people in the real life. And shout out to Herbert Lamont Barr and Mike Jones for opening up this place and saying, fuck it, we're going to go all in. Doesn't matter that we're black and white, that we're opening up a black-owned brewery. This is what we want to do, and nobody's going to stop us from doing it. And that's how it should be. So shout out to them, but also my personal shout out to Mike Jones as well. He's honestly one of the smartest guys I know, and that's why he never really makes these like outlandish comments on politics or anything either way. But he's the sweetest guy I know, super smart, administered my father's fucking chemo when my father had cancer, and they would talk all the time, talk about music. And when all this George Floyd shit came down, I actually reached out to him. I never really got a response because he's super busy running like 15 businesses. But whatever he says on race relations and all this, I will take his fucking opinion and run with it 100 out of 100 times. So shout out to Mike Jones. Shout out to Herb Lamont Barr. I will be getting down to fucking Hackesnack Brewing ASAP. But until then, hasta luego.